And welcome back, everybody. We are here to watch UoA Dream vs QUT Zabuza. So, University of Auckland representing New Zealand, and also the University of Queensland representing Queensland, obviously Australia. So, a very, very hyped up match, and both extremely strong teams.
Oh, we seem to have a bit of a problem with the lobby. We'll just double check what went on there. We'll probably be getting back into this very, very soon. That does muck up the team's order a little bit. So we'll just have one of the casters leave the lobby. The team will reshuffle, and we should be back into this just a moment. Apologies for that, guys. But as Poon was saying, just this has been a very hyped up match, and the favor definitely was given to Dream coming into this. They had a very commanding first game, good lead early on, but Zabuza really showed their chops and actually gave Dream a bit of a run for their money, arguably for the first time so far this tournament. So Dream, they're going to be looking at how to close out this game more effectively and take away the last win. Sorry, the last crucial win they need to close out the series, go to the finals. And on the flip side of that, Zabuza are going to be maybe wanting to change some decisions of what they ban out. They let Tamjong have his mid lane rumble, and as much as it wasn't a major game changer, it just put so much pressure on them, banning out the Aurelia instead against the IU, keeping the Victor ban and the Alistair from before. And it's Twisted Fate and LeBlanc so far out from Dream. Looks like they're just doing the same again, really trying to ban out Survive alone. Last time they banned out the Yasuo on top of that, and as Poon mentioned, Yasuo and Twisted Fate, you know, that's an unfavorable matchup for one half of that. You know, you can bait in the other pick by banning out just the one, but instead, no, they are still going to ban out both the Twisted Fate and the Yasuo, so still a lot of respect being given to Survive alone. We'll have to see if he opts to pick up the Azir again. Also, by the way, guys, I do want to give my apologies. We did get back into this lobby, but unfortunately started it without Poon in the lobby, so he is not currently able to see the Champions League screen.
I'll just watch it via stream, so
No,
until we get to the
we'll
loading
be able
screen.
to see, and our apologies for that, he will be able to spectate again, though, once the game is underway, so we'll just need a tide hoe on that for a minute. But I would like to introduce myself, for those of you who are just joining us now on the second game Dream, 1-0 up. My name is Matt, Pixie, Carol, and casting with me today is Tipuni, Poon, Doyle. Poon, say hi.
Hello, everybody, and yeah, as you just mentioned before, we're definitely in for a very good game. Game 1 was very close, and both teams pulling out all the stops to try to win that game, and Dream clawing ahead with a very, very good late game play. And I'm definitely hyped to see what they can do this game to try close out the series, or if Zabuza can get one back over the Dream.
Already just going straight up again with the Tristana. That actually nearly was the game-changing pick for Zabuza last game. Liberty was allowed that Vayne, and honestly, Binoculars gave him a bit of a run for his money, both in lane, just with the CS advantage he was able to accrue, and then later on in the game with the sheer damage he was pulling out. The key difference so far has been the Thresh, instead of being in the hands of Miseria, who did play an incredible Thresh game. We didn't talk so much about it because there were so many other things to talk about, but he was a fantastic Thresh player. That's been picked up instead by Dream, so we'll get to see that in the hands of Barkbark now. I like this Hecarim lock-in, actually, trying to shake up that top lane matchup a little. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Hecarim definitely a very good pick, especially since Aurelia was banned away. Zabuza giving the respect that he's needed. I mean, as you saw last game, he went crazy on that Aurelia, and I wouldn't want to say solo carried, but did an amazing job. So Hecarim on the top lane going to be a very good job by Zabuza to try counter whatever it is that IU does end up trying to pick. But Elise got left up, and that's something I'm really scared about, because Elise, although they kind of toned back some of her Q damage, still an extremely strong pick.
Absolutely an extremely strong pick. Really, it's the crowd control that's come back in from her. And already I'm liking this. It's quite different straight off the bat. Not going ahead with that Gragas. They're looking for something a bit more pick-oriented. And when you've got a massive Tristana, she actually suits pick comps more than she suits teamfight comps. And Dream, they look poised to react to this. I like hovering over the Lucian and also the Fizz there. They kind of have a bit of their own slightly different strength in terms of picks, but a lot more siege potential just in the Lucian himself. So far I'm liking this as a reaction, but we're still to see what support and what mid laner, most crucially, that Zabuza opt to go for.
Yeah, mid lane that Zabuza do opt to go for maybe something like a Zed pickup to kind of counter the mid lane, but obviously they left the mid lane pick for last on the side of Dream to get the counter pick. So obviously, as you mentioned before, and as last game kind of played out, mid lane was the featured matchup and where it really made a big difference. And obviously trying to give Tamjong any edge/lead they can by leaving it as last pick.
Definitely hovering over the Zed for now. I'm not sure how I feel about the Zed in this team comp. I think he is very strong as a pick champion, but when you've got the Hecarim and also when you're looking at the Braum as well, you want maybe a mid laner that gives you a bit more insurance for a team fight, because otherwise, if you can get engaged upon success being a 5v5, you do start to crumble if your only real team fight action comes out of your top laner and your support. But they are going to go ahead with that Zed anyway. We're going to have to see. He doesn't even care. Tamjong, he's just going to go straight back to that Rumble, locks it in straight off the bat. No one took it away from him again. And one more time, he's just super comfortable on that. Liberty as well on Lucian, also a champion he very much likes. And I actually like picking that into the Tristana matchup. So really what we're seeing is both teams have shaken it up a little, but still definitely leaning towards their comfort zones here.
Yeah, that's definitely true, as you mentioned before. Liberty playing that Lucian into the Tristana matchup, very strong lane. Obviously, it won't be Lucian Braum, which is extremely synergetic and strong lane, but Thresh nonetheless a much more playmaking support, much more utility based, and can help the team extremely with his Lantern, Death Sentences, and Flays. But this is new Lucian, which has been toned up a bit because they made his passive scales better into the late game, and that's going to do so much damage if they do get to this late game point. I mean, Tristan obviously the hyper carry in that late game, but Lucian nonetheless very strong in that late game. And 0-2-1 on the Italy, extremely comfortable on that champion.
So is he really likes it. That's actually kind of why I like this Elise pickup, because it's a lot harder to invade an Elise than it is a Gragas. Gragas, he's not going to die to an invade because he can generally disengage and get out quite effectively. But Elise is different. Elise will turn it around upon you, and if she really needs, she can delay for crucial moments with that repel while the rest of her team comes in to help her. And again, actually, Zabuza have a really good team for collapsing into the jungle. They've got the raw speed of Hecarim, and then they've got the mobility of champions like Zed and Tristana with the Shadow Dash and Shadow Swap. I can't even remember the name. That is terrible of me. My apologies. But the Rocket Jump, that much I do remember. Just both great mobility tools to get closer to Silocyber if he gets a little bit caught out. And you can't really say the same for Dream. So 0-2-1, again, if he wants to invade, he's going to be very much on his own. He didn't do much invading last game. We did see him get a sneaky early red buff, and you can bet your bottom dollar Silocyber isn't going to let that happen again, but they did a good job of stopping 0-2-1 from invading, and really they're just going to go for the same thing again. Force his hand a little bit, force him to play in a slightly more uncomfortable way for him.
Yeah, at least one of those champions that do match the early aggression of Nidalee. If anything, is more aggressive in terms of offers a lot of more early damage, both in her spider form and human form. And that's 7 spells she can use in the early stages of the game. And Nidalee, compared to Elise,
my apologies.
Elise has an extremely strong and high health clear in terms of if she uses her spiderlings to tank a lot of the camps, then she does a lot of damage, and also does a lot of sorry, not a lot, but has a lot of health. So it's very hard to invade this Elise, and if Elise just repels the spear, that's a lot of Nidalee's damage just out the window. So it's very up to Dream to try to help out 0-2-1 on these invades. But Zed versus Rumple, I mean, it's a kind of a hard matchup for Zed. The flame spitter can do so much work to him, but nonetheless, if anyone's going to do work in this lane, it's going to be the mid lane Zed.
Yeah, I do like the mid lane Rumble. It's Tamjong's, left field pick. That being said, I think pulling it out twice in a row, he loses some of the element of surprise with it. And as it is, Zabuza reacted fairly well to it, all things considered. It didn't end up being some, real out of control pick for Tamjong. But they are still going to have to give it a lot of respect. Really, what we're going to have to see in this game is how well Zabuza deal with it the second time around, and perhaps where the Silocyber looks to put more attention onto him. Because, of course, Elise can actually gank a champion like Rumble really, really easily. The flip side of that is Elise struggles to gank champions like Fizz, and to a slightly lesser extent, but certainly still to an extent, Lucian as well. So I think Silocybe has his work cut out for him in terms of being effective across the map, as much as he's picked himself well to deal with that mid lane and the potential jungle invades from 021.
One thing I have to say about this game, though, if the word for the game
No
is it's going to
skin, right? No Hecarim skin either. Like, come on. You're letting your region down.
Silocybe would have victorious Elise, so obviously opting against it quite curiously, unless he wasn't gold to season 3, which is quite a surprise. But nonetheless, back to the game. One word that I would describe this game is comfortable, and that's just the story of the game. I mean, Bark comfortable on that Thresh pick, high mobility ADCs, Liberty. We have Binoculars on one of his favorable ADCs, Tristana. I mean, both teams are on comfort champions, and they're both going to perform to their highest abilities. So it's going to be definitely an exciting game to watch, and I can't wait.
Yeah, my friend, it absolutely is. And now we get to see how this early game is going to unfold. Last game, both teams went all 5 men just a straight up invade. This time around, it doesn't look like they're quite going to let it happen. Both teams are actually steamrolling toward one another, and Tamjong isn't with his team. So if they do end up meeting each other in the river, and they're going to come really, really close. Oh, not quite spotting out Dream. Now the question is, are they just going to trade vision? Now Tamjong, he's actually just seen the entirety of Zabuza moving into the jungle. They have no idea that Dream is where they are. This could be a brilliant moment for Dream. They could totally pincer in and get a great early fight. That being said, it is very scary going up against that Braum at level 1, because he can crowd control anyone, and it's not even tied to an ability.
Yeah, Braum just needs to land that auto attack, even that Winter's Bite, which you usually start on that Q. You auto attack one person, Q another person, you can start up 2 people within a span of 2 seconds, and that is so much bonus magical damage coming through on that passive. So, actually looking towards a lane swap, possibly up into the top lane, and this is quite a nice play by the side of Zabuza, because Tristana, known as a tower demolisher in terms of her E, pushes those turrets so fast, and
against the Fizz as well. That really is such a good call, especially seeing as Dream actually lost out with that invade. They lost out in the vision game there, so they didn't get a ward down to that red buff side. They have little to no information about Silocybe and where he is, also where Riven to Dream is, so they're not going to know about this lane swap, and IU is a long way away from that top lane. They could well just be losing that turret. It's going to be up to Liberty and Bark to pressure that bottom lane, and also for 021 to get pressure elsewhere on the map. Maybe look for that mid lane early on. Otherwise, Zabuza can easily run away with this just from that early move.
The thing that is beneficial for Tamjong in this mid lane is that Sonya's is an item that we're not unused to seeing Rumble's build first, which is so good for Rumble because it's in his raw itemization. If Survival Lane does opt for this Hex Drinker, it kind of deviates from his main build, which would be, you know, a Bork into Ghost Blade into Last Whisper. So if he does have to go for something like a a Hex Drinker, it is going to hurt his mid lane power a lot, and it's going to delay his power spike.
Yeah, and Zed hates ulting someone who then just turns around as Zonya's, so that has to be taken into consideration as well. Already Binoculars is onto the turret. IU there does have that level 2, but he can't really CS all that safely up there. He's doing the best that he can, actually. Binoculars taking a bit of an unfortunate turret shot.
Actually might see O21 in this bush.
Yeah, and look at this early roam by the double jungle from Team Zabuza. They looked very poised to dive there. I think actually it was O21 appearing in the bush that turned them away from that move.
Yeah, and they were going to look towards the top lane 4-man dive, but O21 obviously reading the rotation very well, knowing that's a possibility and being there to help his friend in the top lane. The thing is, O21 doesn't know that they know that he's in the top side of the map, sorry. So, whilst he's here trying to protect his friend, he's losing efficiency in terms of jungle pathing and could be doing other things on the map.
That he absolutely is. O21... He still does, he didn't know, rather, because it's changed now. He didn't know about the double jungle before, so he definitely made the right call by not trying to invade, and actually he's just kind of stuck around this top side trying to alleviate the pressure on IU while Liberty and Bark do work on the bottom side turret. But all up, it's really tricky. It's tricky, and I don't know if Dream are quite playing it optimally.
Yeah, I mean, Hecarim on Riven the Dream has been losing out on a lot of farm whilst he's been double jungling, but Hecarim obviously an easy jungler with that Q just going to be out of farm away, but a lot of pressure actually going down around the top lane. Scuttle Crab, Tamjong rotating help a friend, but unneeded in the end. But both junglers just going to farm away, do their best job at trying to apply pressure to these lanes and get them early leads, because the lane that gets early lead is really going to try run with the lead that they get.
It's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing, this game for Dream. I've got to be honest, I feel like the right move for O2-1 is really just to farm up. He loves invading. This is actually a slightly better invade. He can maybe get some vision down, but I was about to say farm up, get some vision, get some idea of where Silo Scythe is, and then gank mid. And oh, he's spotted out by Silo Scythe. He actually is. But he does get some information on Silo Scythe. And all this while Survive Alone is under immense pressure. This could be a good moment for Dream if they can get a sneaky catch on Survive Alone. While this has all been going on though, IU in the top lane is taking a real punishing. And that turret's bound to fall soon.
Yeah, Tamjong doing so much work in this mid lane, only popping one pot so far, really pushing Survive Alone into this turret and kind of holding the Z down. Doing the lane matchup perfect. Bot lane actually gonna go try hook, but hook some minions.
They've got OT1! They've got OT1! Solo Scythe, he just threw out the stun! The top turret does go down. Liberty, he doesn't want to tank that one up. In fact, no one there wants to tank it up. And OT1 low on mana, can't really afford to do much. But Solo Scythe and Riven to Dream are low. The back has to come out really quick from that top lane. And hopefully Dream have the damage to take the turret down, otherwise it's a disadvantageous trade for them. Actually, Binoculars has stayed up in that top lane for a little bit longer to get the CS. That could come back to hurt them, because now they're definitely not saving that bottom side turret. Also, getting that damage down onto Silo Scythe and Riven to Dream actually kind of hamstrung them in terms of A, jungle clearing, and B, getting back to lane to deal with IU, who is 15 CS ahead of Riven to Dream.
Very, very smart play by the bot side. They actually rotate towards Dragon, but they may be matched here, but no. Silo Scythe is not anywhere near to contest it, so there will be a free Dragon, most likely, and the tank up and look towards backing.
Look at this, Tamjong already has the Equalizer. You can't afford to engage on a Rumble who has his ultimate when most of your team doesn't have theirs.
Yeah, and Equalizer does so much damage at this early stage of the
hold
game.
on, Binoculars is there. Does he want to try and clean up? He might be able to find someone. This Dragon has to go down. They do find it. They caught Binoculars. Liberty on the backside though. He's getting melted down already. Binoculars flash over the wall. There's the first one. O2-1 now the focus. Survive Alone takes some chunky damage, but Tamjong still, does fall over. Was still alive for a while. That's so unfortunate. Zabuza, that was so well played. Honestly, Dream, they just didn't have the damage. They could not take the Dragon down in time, and they really paid for that. That was such a greedy move.
What looked like a good move essentially turned into overstaying and biting more than they can chew, and it turned into a 3-kill advantage to the side of Zabuza, and they're going to be happy with that gold lead. The thing I was going to mention though is Binoculars not getting punished for staying in the top lane, getting that BF sword, because he made it in time and did so much damage, got that first blood onto Tristana, and we saw last game, he does so much work on the Tristana and give him a lead and he'll, kind of run away with the game, so they have to be very cautious and try get back slight leads and rotation.
What's actually
make sure vision control, sorry.
What's starting to happen here is Dream, they're so used to getting away with these greedy plays that they're making them when really they can't. They didn't have the damage, and they really should have known that. There was no reason for them to not be aware of that. Tamjong as well overheated at a few unfortunate moments. Again, there was just a little bit of greed there. They knew that the death cooldowns were short. They knew the top lane had already when I say top lane, of course, I mean Binoculars and Miseria had already backed. They knew exactly what was coming, but they still stayed. They didn't need the Dragon. They'd already got what was actually a really good response to the hard push up in the top lane. They didn't need to make that move.
They did trade the turrets in the end, but what you're supposed to do when you do lane swap towards the top side, get forced into a lane swap, you have the Dragon advantage and your jungle sits on the bottom side of the map, but they did back in time to make it there, so
already the pressure is still on. Liberty taking a bit of a chunk. Miseria though has to have some respect. Oh, they caught Binoculars, but he just might want to turn around. No, Liberty's going for it. Here's the teleporto from the top lane. It's going to be the Hecarim. He's going to be moving fast as well. Riven the Dream is coming in nice backwards play. Back. Keeps them safe. And now that's left IU up to farm away, while Riven Dream is all the way on the far side of the map. I don't know if they can really get this turret.
Not with Thresh and Lucian's wave clear, and worst case scenario, Liberty will be 6-2.
Oh, side. Ooh, O2-1 missing the spear. That could have been one hell of a bait there if Tamjong had been able to lead them a moment longer. Because, of course, the ultimate was back up. But hold on, Liberty gets aggressive on. Nice dash backwards, but Riven and Dream is on top of him. Binoculars has already found it before IU even arrives to the party. Binoculars is wiping the floor already. Bagbucky wants it because of IU being there. But Bagbucky is going to go down to Riven and Dream. IU does find Binoculars, though. He is going to find Vizeria as well, but he can't find Riven and Dream, but maybe Tamjong can. This could be the response, but Survivalon is there. IU has to respect that. Here comes O2-1. Equalizer is down, Riven and Dream gets it, but IU, he gets found by Survivalon. He's going down to the death mark. There's no two ways about it. O2-1, he wants it. Is he going to get it? On top of Survivalon, the Shadow is there, but the spear through the Shadow picks up Survive Alone. That's the sort of response Dream need, but it was still a little bit unfavorable because while this is going on, Silo Saib is keeping the pressure on the top side.
2 kills onto a Fizz though. You don't want IU to get those leads because IU one of those players that will take those leads and really capitalize on them. And as you can see, he gets the Sheen and the Phage up on Riven the Dream, which is his counterpart in this match, and up 20 CS, has 2 kills under his belt. Fizz one of those scary top laners that can really run over the game essentially.
Thing to be considered. Tamjong as well, already picking up the Seeker's Arm Guard there, so ready to itemize against that Zed. Now the interesting there, we talked about how the mid lane matchup, O2-1 finds Silo Saib. Actually, he might really find Silo Saib here. That's a nice stun out, but there's no one else to react actually. Everyone else is miles away. O2-1 finds it. Liberty already zoned out at the bottom lane again. Dream need to make some moves and then he need to make them fast, or Liberty is going to be totally shut out of this game.
Yeah, very, very good 1v1 there by the side of O2-1 and team. He has a Runeglaive already compared to, you know, just a sweeper and a sidestone. It shows the very different itemization and also what they're both trying to achieve. I mean, both series, Silo Saib has opted for that sidestone second item before finishing his items, but O2-1 this game going for that Runeglaive and gonna probably buy wards himself, opposed to getting something like a sidestone where you can constantly ward. But very, very strong play by O2-1, knowing he had the damage to kill him there, and got the 1v1 trade and pretty much a kill for free. So very strong play there, and actually all in going top, and might be a dive.
Oh, IU wants him, and O2-1 is there, but that was a really nice ultimate. O2-1 still hot on the heels. They do find him. Nice spear, then pick it up, and no response actually from Zabuza. Silo Saib, he played a really good early game, but O2-1 is still just outmaneuvering him. And now here against Zabuza in the mid lane, Dream are already there, ready to respond.
Just the comfort on this Nidalee that O2-1 is showing is so evident already. But yes, it is going down the mid lane. Will this culling be enough? No, Myzeria's going to block it up, and they may have to concede this. I mean, actually going to use the Equalizer, and they might go on Myzeria.
Equalizer, Myzeria is already low. That is an overheated Rumble. Though Survive Alone, you have to respect his damage as well as Binoculars, and they don't have enough damage with the rest of them. Especially without IU and O2-1 there, but O2-1 on the side, they want to pincer in. It might be a bit of a bad time though. Tamjong doesn't have that Equalizer anymore, very close to overheating. Still no IU either. No teleport from either top laner. IU's will be up first. Now Dream back into a slightly more cohesive position. Lost the ability to pincer, but held on to that turret while taking one of their own. Dream, they're starting to fight back, starting to find some ground in this game.
5 members mid, and IU actually here to help his team, so if they force an engage now, it will be beneficial. They might turn towards the Dragon. We have Riven the Dream looking towards the Dragon, but
There aren't many
the onslaught of shadows won't be up.
Neither will the Big Fish or the Equalizer. Both of them totally on cooldown, as well as the culling actually, which is a good amount of damage. The Shark is going to be back up in just a few moments, but the Equalizer's got a long way to go, and that's really all the team fight capability from Dream. I think Zabuza, if they wanted, could try and pressure this Dragon.
Yeah, O2-1 actually looking at the back right now. They have no knowledge of this, but if they do realize this, they could quite easily take it fast. But Binoculars, looking towards this bot lane, gonna farm it up on that Tristana, and if he does get farmed,
oh, nice catch on Riven to Dream. They can't quite follow it up again. They don't have O2-1, but that's really smart play by Barkbark. He's acting fearless and pretending the O2-1 is still around, and that's really stopping Zabuza from taking this Dragon. They're too afraid.
IU actually looks towards the top lane, has the teleport available, so not going to lose much, and actually a wave pushing into him, which is going to be extremely beneficial, and he may be nearing this Trinity Force spike. I mean, needs only another 300 gold or so, which he may get from that wave if he backs and does get that Trinity Force before this fight starts. Very extremely beneficial for him.
They have his teleport as well, so he'll be able to get back into the next fight very, very easily. This is the Dragon pressure though. Zabuza getting on top of this one now. Not quite going for it just yet, but The rest of Dream is kind of in the area. They don't have IU, but like I said, he could go just back and teleport into the fight nice and quick. Hamjong pressuring up the top side. Dragon started off, actually it's already gone. No contest from Dream. In fact, no fight either. IU does come in on top of it. Actually, hold on, they've split up Zabuza. The others are trying to back. Nice equalizer, the fish goes wide. But here comes, no, Bark gets a little bit caught up. The repellers there, Zabuza, nowhere to go. On throw to the backline. But Liberty, he tries to get to safety. He's still alive in the fight. 0-2-1 is low, taking a chunk of damage. They need to get Binoculars and they need him now. He jumps into the fight. This may be too deep, but no, they find Liberty. It's a double kill for Binoculars. It's a triple kill for Binoculars. No, it's not. That's a lie. IU finds it. Now Ribbon to Dream goes down. Tamjong and Survival Alone. It's a 1v1. Duel to the death. Does Tamjong have the damage? Not if he keeps missing those Qs and Survival Alone. He's definitely got some damage. The ace! Survive alone, survives alone, and picks up the crucial kill. Tamjong just panicked in that last crucial moment. He could have won that 1v1.
LU missing the fish, it's going slightly short, and he didn't have the opportunity to back and get the Trinity Force before that fight did start. So, very good by the side of Baloside, obviously starting it up there and snuck the Dragon away with the pink ward in the pit. So, very good vision game, and learning from their mistakes last game, I feel, because they didn't prioritize Dragons enough last game, but now the vision game is extremely strong, and they do have the Dragon 1 under their belt.
Yeah, Zabuza definitely learned from last game, learned how to play against Dream. That being said, Dream are still holding their own in this game, and Liberty was able to do a lot more work that fight. That being said, Binoculars is already scary. Like, there's no two ways about it. They have to kill Binoculars. Every single fight, he needs to be the first one to go down, or... I mean, I don't want to go so far as to say it's going to be a lost fight for Dream, but it might as well be. Like, Binoculars is going to do more and more work the more and more items he gets. Already finished up that Infinity Age as it is. Lucian, not even a single completed item. And we also saw in that fight, Tamjong actually couldn't quite go toe-to-toe with the Zed. He doesn't have enough damage yet. This is a really, really nice window for Zabuza. If they can capitalize on this and push the advantage, Dream are never going to get back ahead.
Alone having so much gold in his pockets this game because he's 5-1 on the Z and extremely strong. And the gold is on the right members of the side of Zabuza. They have the gold onto Binoculars on that Tristana and 5-1 Survival Alone Z, which is going to be so strong. I mean, Survival Alone is just going to pop Liberty or even Tamjong at the start of these fights. I mean, Zonya's going to be picked up soon, so maybe not going to be the target of Survival Alone's sights, but still extremely strong Z, and you can't ignore it at this point.
Look at how much damage Liberty has already taken just from that little bit of flicking from the Tristana. Just above half health now, but he has been able to lifesteal a little bit back. That was really just one of the explosive shots and then a single red buff auto attack. Liberty is really squishy, and there is actually no one to peel for him aside from Bark. So if they catch either of those two away from one another, they're going down. And even if you catch the two of them together, the argument is that Zabuza have enough damage to kill them anyway.
Yeah, Liberty's so far behind on his counterpart Binoculars right now. Binoculars picking up so many crucial kills in those fights, but Liberty hasn't even finished Infinity Edge, but Binoculars nearly finishing his Zeal at this point, so obviously a very big item differential here, and it's going to be hard for Liberty to kind of scale up and do a lot of damage in these fights, because
Zabuza are looking for this turret, but look at this move around by Silo Side. In fact, just look at the vision game. Zabuza have really come out swinging in this second game here. They know exactly what they need to do against Dream, and it's actually Dream that are now the ones that need to adapt to Zabuza. Miseria tanking up the turret there just so the Binoculars can get some damage down, but this is getting risky actually. They can't afford to go quite so all in. Liberty is quite low. Tamjong and IU both in the mid lane, ready to pressure there. Teleport is up for Riven to Dream and down for IU, so this is really shaky ground. And actually, a couple of recalls. This could be Dream just giving up this turret.
It's up to 0-1 to kind of lead the charge.
Oh, hold on.
And make these picks.
IU off to the side. Not going to find anything. Finds Miseria. Actually, he goes in on Miseria. That's so impressive. He dodged out the ultimate. Miseria is going to go down to the ignite. Binoculars does get IU though, and the fish is now down for the fight. That was maybe a little bit overzealous from IU. He only found the support, and now his ultimate Shuffleboard is unavailable. 0-2-1 off to the side. He doesn't have anywhere near enough damage, nor anywhere near enough tankiness. They can't fight the squad, and IU, that was a little bit bad actually, just going straight in on the support when they already knew how many members of Zabuza were around there. Now the turret going down. Zabuza, they're keeping the pressure on.
If they can keep them here, IU still has a TP available where Rhythm the Dream does not, and his Shark is in fact up for this next dragon fight, so it will be very, very strong play if they can try force this whilst the backs are happening, whilst everyone still has not bought. But vision is going to be extremely important, and they lost 2 turrets in the bot lane, which is not as ideal as getting the mid lane turret, but still opens the map nonetheless.
Yeah, really, Dream is looking a little bit in disarray. The mid turret is starting to go down as well. They're just starting to crumble a little bit. You know, they're still trying to play their game, but they haven't even thought to sweep out their own side of the jungle yet. That really just goes to show how used they are to teams not really offering this sort of resistance, especially in a second game. IU, he's also played a little bit over aggressively a couple of times now. He does tend to do that, but you know, in that last fight, it really blew up in his face. Binoculars is miles ahead. They have to have a lot of respect for that. They have to find him in picks, and to do that, they have to play the vision game, and they're just not. They're still trying to sweep out the aggressive wards, but they haven't even thought to sweep out their own side of the jungle, like I said before.
If IU can weave that fish and hit Binoculars on that Tristana, or even Survival Alone on that Zed, that Fizz is extremely, extremely high amount of damage, so we'll see what he can do. But the Dragon's going to be taken away and maybe traded for the top lane turret, because they can't contest right now, and that's going to be Dragon on 2, essentially for free.
Nice pick up by Zabuza. They're eking out the lead more and more and more, and again, Dream, they're just not quite sure what moves to make. They're sort of going, so should we split push? How do we do this? Looks like the middle turret's going to be pressured as well. They just don't have the men there. Liberty's still up to the side. He only just came back. 0-1 is barely there, but again, he isn't wave clear. He isn't really any kind of engage. I mean, as great as Nidalee is, and as great as 0-1 is on that Nidalee, right now it's actually a really ineffectual pick.
It's so hard for a Nidalee to do her job properly when her team is behind, because you need the support of your team to help follow up on that damage. I mean, she does so much damage right now at this point in the game. Sometimes she might go in.
Oh, hold on, they might want it. Silo Sniper's off to the side. They find Miseria. That is a nice ultimate. IU, this time he finds one. Nice stun down. They only get Tam Jong. There's the ultimate IU. Remyrhe Dream charge across. Tam Jong goes down. Double kills the Binoculars. And now they are charging in and piling on. Triple kill now. This could be the Quadra. Binoculars, he's got the damage. Shut down there. No, it's going to be Remyrhe Dream who gets the 4th one. But Binoculars, he does get his own Quadra. Dream, you can't fight this Binoculars.
Yeah, Binoculars and that Tristana, definitely a big threat, and it may look towards banning this Tristana, because Binoculars is so comfortable on that champion. I mean, if you play the last game, did extremely well, and playing it this game and is going crazy. I mean, quadra kill, and it's one of those champions that gives Miseria the chance towards Zeke's Harbinger, and he has first item before even finishing his support item, has the sights lit up, but that's all he really needs right now. I mean, Binoculars is just going crazy right now, and his team tanking enough for him to do.
I think you're dead right with needing to ban out that Tristana. I mean, even last game when Dream won, the Tristana was huge. The Tristana nearly stole the game from under Dream. And Dream haven't really given any respect to that. They still banned out Survive Alone as hard as they could. And twice in a row now, Survive Alone has proved that he cannot be banned out. Dream really need to change their tactics here. Also, as much as 0-1 is super comfortable on that Nidalee, he needs to take something with a bit more utility for his team. Because honestly, Zabuza, they're not going to fall to the same thing twice. You know, fool me twice, shame on me. And they do not want to feel ashamed here. So they're not going to let 0-1 play the game he wants to play at that Nidalee. So he has to change the game he's playing. Otherwise, Zabuza, they're going to take away this match and then the next one.
Yeah, the question is, can 0-1 play on his tanky, supporting champions? Because so far we've only seen the Nidalee, and although he's quite competent on that Nidalee, his team does need someone that can help out more, because right now all he is a poke machine that is just getting sustained up, because lifesteal is on the board now and they're getting engaged before they can even do enough poke. I mean, Miseria is going to block away a lot of that culling, and Liberty's so far behind at this point he can't really catch up to Binoculars on that Tristana.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point actually. Liberty, he can maybe have an effect on the team fight if he gets rolling, but Zabuza are never going to give him that breathing room. They're not going to let Liberty go off to a lane to catch up. There's no two ways about it. They're not going to let that happen. And even if Liberty does catch up, it's not like he's on that vein. It's not like they can just stall out until Liberty is big enough, because he's never going to be bigger than Binoculars. Ever. They have to catch Binoculars. And they aren't playing the vision game. I keep coming back to it. Look at all the walls on the top side now. As much as it's dangerous for Dream to leave this lane, they need to be moving through there and sweeping out those wards. All they've done is got rid of the wards around the middle side of the map. But Zabuza aren't stupid. They know that the middle side of the map isn't where they need to ward. They need to get deep wards. They need to get aggressive wards because they want to fight again and again and again. They know that they will win every fight if they do.
LU will win this 1v1 in the top lane, but the team of Remyrhe and Dream is just doing so much work, and they can win the 4v4, they can win the 5v5. I mean, this inhibitor's up, and there's not really going to be any contention. They can just walk in here because they have so much gold over the enemy team. If they get like a good equalizer, possibly, but O2's actually back in base right now and they're waiting for their hard ringer.
Look at this, the inhibitor's going down. Dream aren't even responding to it. They haven't tried to, you know, make a trade or anything like that, and they really can't. Now IU can't even go toe-to-toe with Riven to Dream properly. This is Zabuza just taking it away. It's starting to look like a matter of time, and we're going to have to see Dream change it up if they want to get their spot in the finals. Right now, they're losing it.
Yeah, it's extremely hard at this point. I mean, they have a comp that once they do get behind, it's extremely hard to fall back.
Finds Monocle. Tamjong and OG1 is split off to the side. There is a Zhonya's on Tamjong now, so that deathmark isn't quite as scary as it was before, but there's still a lot of damage. And now they're going to move towards the Baron. If they want to get a turnaround fight, this could be the moment. They have the equalizer, they have the fish, they have everything ready to go. And this is still a very early Baron, all things considered. Oh my god, look at Binocle's damage though. It's already so enormous. If they want to fight, they have to fight it now. It's got to be a great equalizer. They try and trap them in. Binocles, he did get on top of it though. Not to the side. Already O2 is down. Tamjong super low. IU teleporting in. But the Baron is over. Binocles is still alive. And no one can touch him. Viseria doesn't even die to the Fizz. Wow.
And that was the 1 for 3 and the Baron.
Binocles.
1 for 3 and the Baron, and Binocles, just the story of this game, going so crazy on that Tristana. Has a 100% crit chance when that Ziggs Harbinger does pop. 8 seconds of essentially raw DPS just piling through, and it's so hard for the side of Dream to just try and claw back from this game, because Lucian, not an ADC that you can kind of get your leads back, as you mentioned before. Vayne maybe wait for that late game, but Lucian does not match the raw damage that Tristana brings in these late game fights, and Zed can be able to pop him nonetheless, so it's very hard for Dream to kind of claw back. And if I was Dream right now, I'd be looking towards game number 3 and seeing what they can ban now, and using this game to kind of analyze what they can change.
Honestly, especially against a Tristana this big, you're almost never going to win. I hate saying, I'll just concede and play the next one, but really that has to be Dream's focus. They can try and play this one as best as possible, but really it just needs to be, okay guys, we've got to respect Binocles, we've got to ban out that Tristana. We can't play the early game like we did. We have to get vision, we have to know when lane swaps are happening. Because we haven't talked about it much, but way early on, Dream really flubbed their early invade, and it ended up being Zabuza got a good amount of information about O2-1's start, and Dream, rather than just sticking to their guns and getting some vision down in the jungle, trying to spot out the lane swap, they retreated. They didn't get enough vision down at all, and that's why Binocles was able to get the lane swap he did with almost total impunity.
It's up to Dream to stop being complacent. Hopefully this game shakes up a bit for them and they decide, yeah, we have to start playing this early game a bit more crisper and cleaner, because the way they lane swapped and reacted to it.
Oh, hold on, they want it. Survival on has already used his ultimate. Tamjong, his Zonya's through the cooldown of that. Binocles though, he's charging through. The fish is on him. Oh, it's not enough damage, not anywhere near enough. Barely tickles Binocles. Liberty forces flash away on the backside. They do get him though. And this is a very, very low squad for Zabuza, but there is just no more damage now. IU, he's looking for silo side. He still can't get it. No, he can! Oh my god, this could be the turnaround! It's both Nexus turrets though! They find Riven the Dream! Tamjong picks that one up. Survive alone is on IU. The igniter's there, isn't enough. One more tick, he gets it! Now Tamjong, he's searching for Binocles, but they have to stop these super minions. I don't even know if Dream can. It's just Tamjong and Bark.
As you mentioned before, this is Zabuza's game to throw, and that was essentially it right there. I mean, they picked up one inhibitor for their trouble, but they just gave a massive gold surge to the team of Dream there, so maybe trying to make do with what they have now, but still going to be extremely hard game. I mean, 10k gold differential.
You know, Dream, despite that gold pickup, can't really leave this base. I mean, even just Binocles alone could get a full XPK on that Nexus if he really wanted. Can jump over the wall, and he'll melt it down. He really will. There's so little they can do about it. So, really, if you're Zabuza at this point, you could try and pile down that mid lane and risk a fight. Or, you could just force the hand of Dream. That's exactly what they're doing with Survive Alone going aggressive. They find 021. Again, Dream just seem to be unaware that there is vision in their side of the jungle. It's like they're used to playing against teams who just don't play the vision game. It's coming back to bite them. They haven't even thought to sweep. And now that's 021 down. They're going to find another one. They're just going to pressure down this turret now. Before long, Dream are going to find themselves chipped away member by member with an exposed Nexus. Already you've got Silocybe on the bottom side trying to turn it around, trying to pincer them in. Nice pick up on Miseria. Oh, the fish on River to Dream. Actually, they've isolated Silocybe. They might get another favorable fight. They need to kill him now. But oh, he's on top of Liberty. Liberty already low just from that. Bark finds Survive Alone. The damage from Binoculars is there. And now Dream need to get back to the base. They need to get healthy and fight under the Nexus. But that's already another major damage set gone. Tamjong is down. Liberty, he has yet to heal up. 021 is back alive. But they need to stop Binoculars. This Nexus is going to get melted. Otherwise, Riven Dream is there. They're going in for it. They don't find it. Not even close. Binoculars, they need to ban away that Tristana if Dream want to win this final match. And it is going to a final match.
Yeah, I'd much rather see 021 on a jungler that can build sidestep, because as you mentioned, there was a lack of vision and the sweepers weren't doing enough job because they had a huge lapse in vision, and they need to make sure they keep reapplying the vision to their own jungle and clearing, because they were very unaware of where the vision where the vision was, and they were getting picked out by the Braum Passer and Binoculars on that Tristana, just popping people up. But nonetheless, we will see that game. We will see the final game of the best of 3 next in roughly 10 minutes. So hopefully you guys can stay and join us in the next game, and we'll be back very soon.